We need to kill them. The radical Muslim terrorists hell-bent on killing us. You're in danger, I'm in danger.
Allahu Ekber.
It all started with a call, and a few young women and men who answered it. Join us this year as we look back over 25 years on a legacy of service and hope. The moments that have defined us, the stories that have moved us, the people who have built with us. Thank you for being a part of our story. Islamic Relief USA, 25 years together.
My name is Yasmin Arafa, and I am a pharmacist. I'm Muslim American.
Where are you from?
I'm from Egypt originally. I was born in Egypt, however, I'm also American, so I'm half Egyptian, half American. That's a really good question. The reason I say I'm a Muslim American is because a lot of times, you know, people see me and they see my hijab, and for some reason they don't see American. So they ask me, you know, where are you from? And I have to tell them I'm American, I'm from here, however, I'm Muslim.
If someone just asks me where I'm from, I'll say, well, my father's from Egypt, my mother is originally from America, so I always say I'm a mutt because I'm a mixture. And having that, growing up in a mixed household with the different cultures was such a blessing, and one of the biggest blessings was through Islam, because oftentimes Islam is kind of muddled by culture, specifically for children growing up, and so having the two different cultures merging and raising me was really nice to allow the religion itself to be highlighted and not culture.
Culture is kind of your likes and dislikes, how you grew up. I grew up in America. I lived here most of my life. So culturally speaking, you know, I like foods from here and I like hanging out at certain places with my friends. So culturally, I'm pretty much American. However, for my religion, that's something completely different. You know, I follow Islam, but at the same time, I'm American. So there's a line you have to draw between, you know, religion and culture. A lot of times that line gets confused. So for me, I just always try to distinguish between religion and culture. I do sometimes feel I need to explain myself. However, not generally speaking, I'm very confident about wearing hijab. I love wearing the hijab. So if I do feel like someone has a question or they'll be looking at me and I kind of get the feeling they want to ask, you know, what is it, what's the reason behind wearing the veil? I have a very confident answer and I'm very proud to wear it. So I don't find it a problem talking to people about it.
I think as American Muslims, we have a unique opportunity to be able to show Islam to non-Muslims on a daily basis. And not just on a daily basis, like literally on an hour to hour, like every moment that we are living, that we interact with the people in our lives, we have the opportunity to give da'wah. And that is something that is not afforded to many Muslims who are living in Muslim majority countries. And so I consider that a huge blessing. Being able to do da'wah every day, everywhere you walk, everything you do, being able to show what the true Islam is to people who have zero clue about it is a huge blessing. And so even the less positive interactions we may have, even the occasional difficult interactions, and of course there are some difficult interactions, those are as well blessings in their ability to do da'wah in the best of ways.
From Yasmin, a young girl trying to preserve her identity, we move to another story of a man who decided to get rid of his identity and acquire a new one representing a different way of life, a new way that brought harmony to his life, a new vision where everything makes sense to him. Next, we will tell the story of Timothy, the person who turned from the extreme left to the far right. Timothy, the Christian deacon who planned to be a priest, decided to be an advocate of Islam and of God's message.
I questioned, why is it that I should just believe and you're telling me that I can't know for myself? So I kind of went along with things for a little while, and I decided to become a deacon, which a deacon in the church is almost close to a minister. Their duties are to caretake for the older people, look out for the ones that can't see for themselves. You're able to deliver a message like the khutbah. You know, you can deliver a message in the absence of the minister. So in that, I started seeking. I said, okay, well, if I'm going to deliver a message, I need to know how to do this. So I did some theology courses, studying further into this. And that's when things really totally just broke for me. It was like, hold on a minute. You want me to tell people this and to believe this, and I don't believe it myself now. Also, you're looking at, they call it the Holy Trinity. How can you take and split him into three, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost? No such thing. You're contradicting what was said. I am the one God. It's even written in the Bible. I'm the one God. You worship no other. Even further, what confirmed it for me is the disciples in the New Testament told them, says they were asking, Lord, how do we pray? And he went to them and he says, well, I'm going to teach you how to pray. He says, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. not Jesus which art in heaven, not me. And there were several times within the Bible he had told them, I'm not the one you're supposed to worship. I'm just here as a messenger. Don't worship me. I'm just a man just like you. So, I was like, okay, so why is everybody running around here yelling in the name of Jesus, by the blood of Jesus, and this and that? I'm going, I can't do this. So that was my breaking point right there. I walked away from, I resigned my position and I walked away from a church for 5 years. I would not go anywhere near a building with a point on it. The next time that I walked into a building of worship was I walked into a mosque 5 years later.
Timothy before Islam was a wild person. It seemed like to me he didn't have any direction. He didn't know really what he wanted to do or where he wanted to go. And he was a very angry person. And I sat down and I talked to him one day about Islam and told him about the mosque and how we cover. And
I took my shahada in front of the whole masjid for when I went to Juma, and it was just a beautiful moment for me. A very beautiful moment. It was almost like at the time when I took my shahada, everybody around us wasn't there. It was just me and Sheikh when we took it, and I was just, and the greeting from the brothers was just, every brother that was there in the mosque all got up and they hugged me. Came up and hugged me. So it was just like, it was a homecoming. Like I said, when I came in there, that Friday was the first time I had been in a place of worship in 5 years.
When you're here at IQA, it's not that you're here out of school. You're here with like family. You're here with teachers who you would consider your mother, or your teachers you would consider your father, and people who actually care for your grades and care for you.
I was in public school for 2 years, and I can tell you for sure that the teachers over there, they just want to fulfill their needs to be a teacher. They don't really care about their students as much as IQA does. The teachers here, they want you to succeed, and they want you to finish your hifz, and they want you to do become the best Muslim as you can.
The biggest gift that IQA has given me is the Quran, and in my whole life, I can't think of a day in which the Quran wasn't in it with me. And the Quran is just something that has made me who I am. And I can't imagine my life without it.
You know, going throughout life, I think the most important struggle is to hold on to your identity and just try to have something that's worth living for and that's worth holding on to. And IQA gave me something to hold on to. It gave me a sense of purpose. It gave me a family. It gave me a way to balance my deen and my deen and my dunya. And IQA is a place that will always be with me, inshallah. I feel like I stumbled so much.
اسمي أحمد إناوي، ده الاسم اللي مشهور بيه، أو زي ما بيقولوا في المنطقة هنا دكتور إناوي. مواليد سنة 43 إذا كان هذا شيء يهم، يعني أنا داخل في السن 75 دلوقتي إن شاء الله. هاجرت لأمريكا سنة 69، كان أول نزول لي نزلت في مدينة جيرسي سيتي، نيو جيرسي. لما هاجرنا 69 كنا في منطقة، كنا 5 أسر، وما كانش في المدينة أي مسجد ولا أي شيء، ولا في المدن اللي حواليها ولا في أقرب مدن. فاتفقنا، كنا 5 أشخاص تقريبا، اتفقنا على ان نبدا تاسيس مسجد، فبدانا بمسجد على هيئه دكانه، اجرنا دكانه صغيره، وبدا يعني مع مرور الوقت بدا عدد الكوميونتي يزداد، لكن كانت دكانه متاجره بايجار حوالي 200-300 دولار كل شهر، كنا ندفعها من معانا، كنا نلتقي فيها نقدس فيها الصلوات ونقضي صلاه الجمعه فيها. دي كانت البدايه. مرت سنوات لغايه سنه 75 تقريبا لما تمكنا من شراء مبنى معبد ماسوني ما زال قائم حتى الآن، وده كان أول مسجد أسسناه في مدينة جيرسي سيتي، ولحق به فيما بعد مدرسة الغزالي واللي ما زالت قائمة حتى الآن وتخرج منها أجيال كثيرة. كانت من الحالات اللي هي دايما أذكرها ولا أنساها وأحب أتحدث عنها لأن هي حقيقة لها علاقة بالشخصية الإسلامية كمان. جاءتني سيدة من مدينة تلاهاسي وهي العاصمة على بعد 100 ميل من هنا تقريبا، والسيدة دي عبارة عن قسيسة أو بريتشر، وليها نتورك واسع، عندها محطة تلفزيون بتاعتها وتحكي للناس في أنحاء مختلفة من أمريكا يتابعوها على محطة يعني شبكة مغلقة بمعنى آخر. ففوجئت فيها بيوم أنا ما أعرفهاش، داخلة عندي السنتر وبتقول لي أنا عايز أعمل استشارة معاك، أنا بعض أصدقائي حكوا لي عنك. السيدة دي يعني الخلاصة أنها عندها ما يسمى بانهيار وظائف القلب أو الكونجستيف هارت فيليرز، وقعدت معاها أخذنا استشارة كالمعتاد بتستغرق حوالي ساعة، وأخذت كل الهيستوري بتاعها والأدوية بتاعتها، وبعدين عملت لها بروجرام تتبعه نظام غذائي ونظام فيتامينات، وبعد أسبوعين بالضبط لقيتها بعتالي فاكس. كنت جاي يوم الأحد السنتر أقضي بعض الأعمال، فوجدت فاكس جاية منها ما زلت محتفظ بيه حتى الآن، بتوصف لي اللي حصل معايا خلال الأسبوعين دول، إن حالتها تغيرت تماماً. إيه التغير اللي حصل؟ هي طبعاً مع مريض انهيار وظائف القلب بيبقى القلب ضعيف وغير ما عندوش القدرة الكافية لأنه يتخلص من الماء الزائد داخل الجسم. فأول علامات الاستبشار أو النجاح اللي حصلت إنها في خلال أسبوعين وزنها نقص 50 باوند، وده كان عبارة عن مية نازلة من الجسم. فبتقول لي وزني نزل 50 باوند، والشيء اللي أسعدها جدا إنها دبلة الخطوبة بتاعتها اللي كانت مش قادرة تلبسها من فترات طويلة كان عندها القدرة دخلت في إيدها الآن. لما طلعت تعمل برزنتيشن لأتباعها، لها أتباع بالآلاف على مستوى أمريكا، فتعجبوا قالوا لها أنت إيش اللي حصل؟ أنت مريضة أديلك سنة ما بنشوفكيش. فقالت لي في خطابها إن أنا حكيت عنك لمدة 5 دقائق وذكرت إنك مسلم، وبالتالي لا تتعجب إذا جاءك مئات التليفونات كنوع من الشكر لما قدمت لي. وقد حصل، حدث فعلا. وفي العام اللي بعد منه عملت اجتماعهم الناشونال أو اللي على مستوى أمريكا، عملته في مدينة بنما سيتي خصيصا حتى أتباعها جم، وكان هذا المكان مكتظ بالناس مجرد جايين يقولوا لي ثانك يو مش أكتر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنا اسمي عمرو دبور، إمام المسجد هنا في باي كاونتي إسلاميك سوسايتي في مدينة فلوريدا، وهنا بقالي في المدينة هنا في بنما سيتي صار لي 6 سنوات تقريبا، وفي أمريكا صار لي حوالي 11 سنة. شكل المسجد يختلف كثيرا في الغرب عن شكل المسجد في الشرق من ناحية الدور أو من ناحية كمية الأشياء اللي بيقوم بها الإمام في المسجد ودور المسجد بشكل عام. فالمسجد هو أستطيع أن أقول هو محور الجالية المسلمة في المحيط اللي هو موجود فيه، من ناحية أن ليس مجرد فقط الصلوات والشعائر التعبدية وكذا، إنما هناك أشياء كثيرة فيما وراء ذلك. الناس بتتزوج وتقيم كل ما يتعلق بالشعائر الإسلامية، من عقيقة، من حفلات، من بالإضافة إلى الدعوة وحضور فتح المساجد للجاليات الموجودة حولنا من أصدقاء ومعارف من غير المسلمين، وتقديم الإسلام لهم وزيارتهم للمسجد. فالمسجد يمثل المحور والنواة الرئيسية للمجتمع المسلم أو الجالية المسلمة هنا في أمريكا وفي الغرب بشكل عام.
وأنت هنا مش قلقان من تربيتك ليهم، أو يعني قصدي من تنشئهم في مجتمع غير مسلم؟
حقيقة المدينة هنا لأن هي مدينة صغيرة على الجلف على الخليج وهادئة، كعادة المدن الصغيرة بيكون الجو أهدأ والناس محافظة أكثر، وتختلف طباعها وأحوالها عن المدن الكبرى زي شيكاغو أو نيويورك أو هيوستن أو غيرها من المدن. طبعا بيكون في مميزات من جوانب أخرى في المدن الكبيرة، لكن في العادة بيكون من الأفضل تنشئة الأولاد في مدينة صغيرة. الكوميونتي المسلم بيكون متقارب مع بعضه بشكل أكبر، وبيكون فيها مازال القيم الخلقية موجودة بشكل أكبر. يعني
أول ما أنت جيت هنا كانت الأجواء مختلفة عن الأجواء دلوقتي. طبعا في نبرة عدائية شديدة موجودة ضد المسلمين في الفترة الأخيرة. هل ده أثر عليك بشكل أو بآخر، أو كان ليه أي أثر سلبي على المجتمع والمسجد؟
بالنسبة للتغير الأحوال سياسيا والنبرة العدائية وازدياد، زادت بشكل ملحوظ في الفترة الأخيرة، وزادت معها التحديات والخوف أو القلق من جانب المسلمين. لكن الحقيقة حصل حاجة في غاية الروعة، إن مع كل حدث بيحصل زي ما يطلع واحد من المجانين اللي بيعملوا، احيانا يطلع واحد مسلم مجنون يفجر او يضرب او يسوي، وهم في الحقيقه احصائيا المسلمين اللي بيعملوا كده نسبه الحوادث اللي المسؤول عنها مسلمين 6%. 6 من كل 100 حادث اطلاق نار بيكون مسؤول عنه مسلمين. ده في خلال ال20 سنه الاخيره طبقا لاحصائيه قامت بها مكتب التحقيقات الفيدرالي FBI. فالمسلمين مسؤولين عن نسبة قليلة جدا من حوادث الإرهاب مقارنة بغيرهم. ولكن الشيء الإيجابي في هذا الأمر أن بعد كل حادث بيحصل في المقابل يأتيني من كل الكنائس المحيطة. الشارع القادم هذا إلى اليسار في كنيستين من أقرب الكنائس، وناس على درجة كبيرة جدا من يعني showing support، ويعني يؤازروننا دوما. يعني كل حادث تقريبا يأتون ويقول نحن معكم. هذه النبرة العدائية لا تمثل المسيحية، ويأتون بخطابات وتدعم موقف المسلمين فالحقيقة هذا بيكون له أثر إيجابي بالغ على أنفس المسلمين لما يجدوا هذه المساندة.
Okay, so what's this Rising Leaders Academy all about? This new charter school is being called Florida's first expeditionary learning school based on Harvard University's model.
So Rising Leaders Academy offers many programs that are not available in public school, such as we have a hands-on Harvard-based university model where the students apply learning to real world. So when they're learning about plants, they actually create gardens in our school all around. When they are learning about clean water, they are going out and doing research about the water around Bay County, and they present that to the commissioners. So one of them is the hands-on learning. The other ones, we have foreign languages. And with foreign languages, our students are learning 2 languages from kindergarten, Arabic and Spanish, and they have the option to also learn Chinese. We also focus very heavily on character education and leadership. So our students learn the 7 habits of highly effective leaders, and they apply that to the real world. We focus a lot on community service, on communication skills and public speaking. So there's so many things in the school which you will not find in any other school.
Our Spanish class, we created a skit and performance with a menu, and our restaurant is called The Kitchen Garden.
¿Qué quieren? Escuchan, ¿qué desean?
Yo quiero bistec a lo pobre con limonada.
Yo quiero pollo alfajado con agua.
Yo quiero porotos granados con jugo de naranja.
Bueno, no me gustan ustedes.
I have two children here. I have a second grader and a sixth grader. 3 reasons. One was diversity. That was really big for our family. And me and my husband both, we really wanted them to be in a diverse surroundings. 2, the foreign language is very important to us. They already speak a foreign language, but we wanted them to be exposed to an additional foreign language also. And the science and math was very important. So we wanted them to be exposed to that at an early age.
مرحبا كيف حالكم؟ أنا بخير.
أهلا ومرحبا بكم في الشمس المشرقة كافيه. أنا اسمي أحمد. ماذا تحبون أن تشربوا؟
ما من فضلك.
أحب أن أشرب عصير برتقال من فضلك. عصير توت من فضلك.
هل أنتم جاهزون للطلب؟
بيتزا من فضلك.
فلافل من فضلك. أحب أن أكل شاورما من فضلك.
سعود بادر قليل.
مرحبا أنا الصف أعزف لكم اليوم بعد الموسيقى وأتمنى أن تستمتعوا باسم الموسيقى والطعم الذي.
One time my child came home and was so excited because one of her best friends asked her to pray with her at school during lunch when they had a break, and she was just ecstatic to learn about being a Muslim. And I explained to her that because we are Christian, that being a Muslim, they're very similar, and that we can all live in one big happy world together. And she just loves and respects everyone, and especially the Muslim culture here. And it's just fantastic the way that people here are so open and loving and respectful. That's what I love here. I'm very happy. I'm very proud. My child is the most, she's one of the top rated children in her class. She makes straight A's. She is very well rounded. She acts so much older and is so appreciative of everyone here that is around her.
Isabel. I'm 11. Yes, sir. I like school and my friends and animals. Because there's so many different cultures here. Because you learn a lot more about different types of people.
You know some Arabic?
A little.
Tell me something.
مرحبا اسمي إيزابيل.
أنا بهاء اللغة العربية. Yes, I like our Rising Leaders Academy. The community is awesome. I know everyone and everyone knows me. So it's like a family.
No, I just get emotional. Oh, I get emotional. I get happy when I see my kids serving.
So you had that kind of spiritual base.
Yes, yes. I was raised more in a very spiritual snake. Bella, sorry. There was a snake.
Where?
It just went up there.
Oh, we want to see it.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
عايزين صورة تعبان.
I was asking him things, and he said, you know, I can't answer these questions for you. But
What kind of questions?
it was specifically, it was why the crucifixion? Why is it that, yes, he had to suffer, all prophets did, but why does this crucifixion matter? And why is it that he had to die for me? So I started learning more about the word Allah. Islam believes in Jesus as a prophet and messenger, but he was not the Son of God in the way that Christianity believed it. And Jesus was in a fashion like what Muhammad is, or Abraham, or Moses, that he was just somebody that was bringing God's message to help people go back in the right way. But his death on the cross and crucifixion and his sacrifice and all of that, it wasn't part of it.
That answered
It did.
that question.
Honestly, the best way I can explain it is I have felt a certain way my whole life, and I had no vocabulary or any way to define and to communicate how I feel. But I now found that there's actually a religion that I believe in because that religion fits me.
خايفة بس وقت شافت انه معي اهلياتي مع اولادي هيك حست براحة.
And he said the adhan real quietly, and I heard it. You know, he wasn't that far away.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
He said it, and I just stopped and I listened, and it was the first time I'd heard it in person. And he asked me, he was, you know, do you believe in that there's one God? Do you believe that there's only one God? Do you believe that Allah is that God? Like, he asked me these questions, and I said, yeah, I do, absolutely. And he said, okay. And he goes, do you want to be Muslim? And I said, yes.
It all started with a call, and a few young women and men who answered it. Join us this year as we look back over 25 years on a legacy of service and hope. The moments that have defined us, the stories that have moved us, the people who have built with us. Thank you for being a part of our story. Islamic Relief USA, 25 years together.
We need to kill them. We need to kill them. The radical Muslim terrorists hell-bent on killing us. You're in danger. I'm in danger.
Islam is a way of life. It's not a religion. It's not a doctrine. It's not a set of church bylaws. It's a way of life. It's a way of living. It's a way of treating your fellow man and wanting to be treated that way.
I'm American, I'm from here, however, I'm Muslim. I follow Islam, but at the same time, I'm American.
He goes, do you want to be Muslim? And I said yes.
As American Muslims, we have a unique opportunity to be able to show Islam to non-Muslims on a daily basis.
He asked me, what do you know about it? And I told him I am a Muslim.